Hey everybody, come in and join, come in and join. Come in and join, come in and join. Join me, join me. I know it's been a couple of days or maybe a day since I've been on here. Hey, Miss Shannon, thanks for joining. Miss Ronnie in the house. Always showing love to Miss Ronnie. Love and light. Hey, what's going on? Join. Make sure you all are inviting your followers to this Periscope. Just send them I think it's join. Invite. Yeah, send them an invite, followers. Atlanta in the house. Tell me where you all are scoping from. Atlanta in the house. Miss Daycare, hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining. I want to try to get these numbers up before I get started with this. I'm gonna make this. I always say I'm gonna make it quick, and it always tends to go on and on and on. But I'm gonna make this quick. But this is something that's been really pressing on my heart. This is a very serious scope for me. Not to say that others aren't, but this one is very relevant and very serious for me. So I want to share it with you all. Invite your folks over. Please send invites to your followers. Give me some hearts. Give me some love. Let's try to get these numbers up. Yeah, please share on your Facebook, on your Twitter pages. Let's get these numbers up. So I decided I was going to kind of title this scope, and actually I forgot what I titled it. That's crazy. But sometimes we are faced with things in our lives where the only thing we can do, meaning the last resort, the first resort, the only thing we can do is go on a fast to see some type of change in our lives, right? And I'm living that experience right now. I got a text message from a really good friend of mine the other day, and I won't go into details at all because I don't think it's appropriate, but I got a text message from a really good friend of mine, and concerning some things that this person is going through. And it affected me so deeply, you all. Like, it affected me so deeply that the only thing I could literally do was to let that person know that, look, I'm going to be fasting for you. And I committed myself to a liquid-only fast. For all of you all that know me, I love food. I'm a foodie. But in understanding what a true spiritual fast really is, some of you all may or may not really truly know what a spiritual fast is and how fasting can change your life. It's a time for you to really move into a state of oneness with God. It's a time for you to gain clarity, to gain insight, and to really begin to petition God with those things that you want to see changed in your situation and other people's situation. It allows you to really gain that clarity. In fasting, sometimes we embark on a fast with one specific goal in mind, right? So I'm fasting for someone, or I'm fasting for this, or I'm fasting for that. And even in the process, we recognize and God reveals to us so many different things that are totally off off subject or off topic of why we even just, embarked on the fast to begin with. But that alone just shows how powerful God really is. And that when we take the time to spend with God and meditate in our word and really begin to worship him, usher God into our presence, and just spend that time with him, really, taking us away from that thing that we love the most. For me, it's food, right? So like I said, I embarked on a liquid only fast, and I'm thinking about food all the time, like literally. Either I'm cooking it, or I'm writing about it, or I'm doing something with it. I'm posting it on social media. So it's difficult for me sometimes to really remove myself from food in my everyday life. And I had to do that. And it does give you spiritual awareness. And it's so powerful. But I tell you all of these things, because, I'm in this situation right now where I'm praying, I'm fasting, and I am just truly believing in God for change to happen. And the purpose of me was not necessarily really to talk about the situation, but more so just encourage you all. If you all know me, if you all have been following my Periscopes, one thing I believe God has blessed me with is the ability to really inspire and encourage people through my stories, through my struggles, through my successes. And really just encourage and enlighten people, right? So for those of you out there that are going through something, those of you all that, it may be medical, it may be financial, it may be spiritual, it may be relational. I'm trying to think of the word, the appropriate way to say that word, but in that context. But whatever it is, whatever you are personally going through, I encourage you all to take some time and really lock yourself in with God, to gain clarity, to gain insight. And I guarantee you, during that process of fasting, God is going to open your mind to so many things, right? Like I told you before, I went into this fast with one specific goal in mind. But I'll tell you, just the insight and the clarity that I've received on so many other levels, the visions that I've received on so many other levels have blown my mind. Just in a matter of a day. Just in a matter of a day. So sometimes God is just like waiting for this moment. Like God is like, come on, boy. I've been telling you to come in and lock in with me, shut down with me. Sometimes we feel like in our schedules, we don't have a lot of time. It's like, okay, let me do my quick prayer. Let me go to work. Let me, sing and worship God in the car, and then I'm off to my daily work, right? And that's okay, ain't nothing wrong with that, in my personal opinion, But sometimes, God certainly needs more of us and more of our time. So sometimes it takes things like this for us to really kind of be pushed in a corner where we have to spend that time with him. And it becomes that 911 call, that SOS call, right? That call that's like, look, I can't go no further. I don't know what to do. This is my last resort. Well, hey, the last resort does not always mean it's the final, right? So what it does is it just kind of pushes you into a situation where God is just wanting you to spend that time. And I'm just believing and decreeing for change over my friend's life and over, over the situation that this person is going through. And I'm just believing in change for that person. And you know, it just fasting just blows my mind. I'm telling you. You know, I've done it before. I've embarked on several fasts, be it the Daniel fast, so many of them. And, you know, the clarity that I gain is just beyond measure, beyond measure. And I want to be clear that there are different types of fasts out there. So be mindful of the different fasts that are out there. Sometimes people fast for detoxing or cleansing. Some people fast because they want to cleanse their body or for certain weight loss goals. But what I'm doing specifically is more spiritual. You know, it is spiritual with the expectation for results and change. Right? That's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm believing in. So talk to me right now. Tell me about your experiences. Tell me about some of the things that you all have gone through, and has fasting changed your life? I'm very curious. I want to know. Just as I sit and talk to you all about my story and my situation, share with us in this Periscope your different situations, your stories, and how you know, fasting has changed your life. I'm curious. I know everybody else in here is curious as well, because those are the things that motivate us. Those are the things that inspire us. Sometimes kind of keeping things within doesn't do us a lot of good. You know, there's so many people. You'd be surprised that there's so many people going through some of the same things that you're going through. And if they knew your story, if they knew your struggle, if they knew your journey and how you overcame it, and know that it's real, then it could also change and help and save the lives of other people. So share your stories. I'm sorry, I totally missed. I think there was a comment below. If you can re-put that, I'd love to share that with the others in the scope. You know, let's take this time just to have some conversation. You know, talk to me. Talk to Scope. Talk to the Periscope folks. Spice Nation. Let's see. Tell me about your situations. Tell me about your stories. Tell me about your journeys and how fasting has helped you out, helped change your life, has given you new insight, new clarity. I'm currently fasting for a month. I praise God because I am feeling more spiritually awakened. Praise God. That's awesome. That's from Janori. That's awesome. You know, the ability to gain that clarity and that insight, and to feel more connected, you know, is like none other. You know, it's like when know that you've just literally been ushered into the presence of God, right? Retreat on Thursday. I am more sensitive to the Holy Ghost. It's like He moves with me. Wow. That's deep. That's deep. It helps you to see what's blocking your progress. Exactly. It does. It does. When seeking direction, fasting helped me to have more clarity. So I'm seeing a lot of people that have gained clarity. Fasting helped me to stay calm during a confrontation. That's awesome. Because the Bible does tell us, the Word tells us, right, that, you know, when you can stay calm and humble in that time of confrontation, you know, it's a fool that kind of japs off instantaneously, right, and makes bad decisions. But, you know, it's when you move in the Spirit of the Lord that you are able to react in a very calm state of mind. I want to start my fast on Monday until my retreat on Thursday. Hey, I want to start. So when I hear that, I want to start, I say go for it. So instead of I want to start, I would say I will start. So that gives you a sense of confirmation, right? And it confirms you to making a affirmative action that says, look, instead of it being a little bit more passive, you're saying affirmatively, I will start this fast. And I'm super excited for you. Exactly. I will start on Monday. I love it. I love it. My daycare. It allows you to put down fleshy things without that without that prior struggle. Awesome. Very true. Very true. So, you know, one of the books that I read, and I just really like this one. This is Prayers That Bring About Change by Kimberly Daniels. Someone gave me that book, and I've found it to just be a very, very effective book, because it really gives you prayers. She outlines prayers. She gives you prayers that you can pray to see specific change in your life. So even as you begin to communicate and commune with God, it allows you to focus in your prayer what specifically you're praying for. I know for some of us, here's the book. Somebody said, hold up the book. It's Prayers That Change. It's called Prayers That Bring Change by Kimberly Daniels. Yeah. And that's a book that I have. I kind of keep it on by my bed. You know, when I'm going through, because I'm gonna tell you, as somebody who is, and I you know, at this stage in my life, I am like all about keeping it real, keeping it 100, keeping it totally authentic. As an entrepreneur, as somebody who is a talent in an industry, in the entertainment industry, I tell you, a lot of people look to folks that are entrepreneurs or in talent, or in entertainment or in business, and feel like they don't carry the same weight or carry the same relationship like others with God, for some reason. And I've heard that so many times. People will send me inboxes like, oh my gosh, you talk about God and you're like on TV and you do all this and you all do all that. Look, I know where my foundation is from, and with so much that I'm trying to do, so much that I am doing, in the direction that God is leading me, with my books and with my products and with additional TV engagements and new relationships and business relationships. Look, I've got to hear clarity. I've got to hear clarity, you know, and the only person that I can bring those things to is God. You know, so it is so important for me to be able to tap into my spiritual place of being and be able to spend that time with God in order to just, again, hear clearly, think clearly, pray for change, pray for others, right? The book that I'm launching in 2017 is The Spice Diet, and it's really all about healing. And I do it in a very interesting way through food, and through spices and ingredients. And it truly is the missing link behind the weight loss and the healthy lifestyle change that no other book, I believe, has ever captured. But at its core is healing. And healing, and the only healer I know, I mean, the healer of all healers is God, right? So when people kind of come to me and are a bit like, I can't believe you do this, and I can't believe you praying, and I can't believe your scopes have God in them and all this other stuff. And I'm like, look, y'all, either you riding with me or you ain't riding with me. But those that riding with me, I want them to stay with me. So either you're going to like it, you're going to love it, or you just not going to roll with it. So can't be all things to all people. And that is, that's an entrepreneur. That's a talent. That is just people in general. You know, Apostle Dr. Matthew Stevenson speaks all the time, and about just that fear of intimidation, the spirit of intimidation and fear and people pleasing, right? And I have to let that go, because we cannot please the masses. You know, no matter how much you think you pleasing them, trust me, there are so many people that they smile in your face all the while, the same time they backstabbing you. I totally messed that song up. Y'all know I don't know the words to songs, right? But you know what I'm trying to say. So no matter what you do, no matter how you feel like you pleasing folks, you're not going to please everybody. So, you know, you offer what you can, and those that believe in it, those that ride with it, will ride with it. So, you know, I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. All the time trying to take your place. Yeah, those backstabbers. Exactly. And we know there's plenty of backstabbers out there. I've received so many prayer requests. Oh, I missed it. Sorry. It went away. What's the name of the book? So again, the name of the book, I'll hold it up one more time. Prayers That Bring Change by Kimberly Daniels. Prayers That Bring Change by Kimberly Daniels. I just have found that to be a pretty good book. It was kind of given to me. John Eckhart did the foreword for the book. And if you know anything about John Eckhart, he's just a mighty man of power and deliverance. You know, my friend and an apostle of the church that I attend, All Nations Worship Assembly, Apostle Dr. Matthew Stevenson, was trained under John Eckhart. So great stop. You know, these are just some awesome, brilliant, educated, but most importantly, are anointed men and women of God. I need the name of your book. Oh, sorry. The name of my book. The name of my book will be The Spice Diet, and the book is not available yet, but I'm encouraging you all to get excited about the book. It will be available at the beginning of 2017. Get ready for a huge launch, a launch literally around the world. It will go international. Stay connected to my website for information. I will be starting a webinar series, which is going to be based off of the book. All of that is going to be on my website. My website is JudsonToddAllen.com, JudsonToddAllen.com. If somebody can go ahead on and drop that link at the bottom for me, that would be great. JudsonToddAllen.com is my website. You can go on there. Again, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, all my social media links, Instagram and Twitter. I'm Judson Todd Allen. Thank you, Ms. Shannon. I appreciate you for dropping that website. What do you think about the link between food and skin issues like eczema? I think food. What we put into our bodies, food, directly is linked to a lot of diseases, a lot of ailments, be it skin, be it autoimmune, be it affecting our major organs. You know, all of these things, what we put into our body affects our body. Like literally, it's like, look at it like a car, right? So if you've got a Rolls Royce, right? You're not going to put water in your Rolls Royce, right? You're not going to even put a very, very cheap grade gas in your Rolls Royce. You wouldn't even put a cheap grade gas in your car, right? So why would you do that to your body, right? It can cause issues eventually, right? If you use water, hey, it's not going to start and it's going to break it down, right? So think about that like the body, you know? What we put into our body truly affects how our system operates. And eczema is just another part of eczema is just something else that, that our body kind of can go through. It may be because of what we eat. I don't know. I can't truly speak specifically to eczema because I don't know that much about it from a medicinal perspective. But I can affirmatively say that just like any disease, just like anything, what we put into our bodies, the foods that we eat affects clearly, the outcomes of our body. So hopefully that's helpful. I would definitely encourage you to maybe Google that for much more specific information, or consult with a doctor. And then if you have questions about the different types of foods you can eat, then I can give you some clarity as it relates to that. That's a good question. Or true, an herbalist. You can go to an herbalist as well. Yep. A naturopathic doctor. Yep. So yeah, Annette joined us. Sataya, yeah, you can definitely go to an herbalist. For the young lady, for the person that was asking about the eczema, you can go to an herbalist and gain some insight from them in terms of what you can do, and what foods you can eat, or what natural elements you can consume that can help to relieve that. Hopefully that's helpful. All right. Anything else, you all? I've had a good time with you all on this scope. Wish we had more numbers in here. I'm in Chicago, but of course I travel all around the world, but I'm based here in Chicago. Yep. So, and this is my finishing my book proposal look, y'all. Like, I blush literally, like, y'all see me out here kind of scruffy. I've really been spending time finishing the book proposal, which is about 99% done. Trust me, when it is 100% done, y'all, I'm going to be doing a Periscope and we're going to have a little party. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for providing that feedback, for telling me that the scopes are always helpful. If you're finding these Periscopes helpful, give me some hearts, you all. I definitely am trying to get over 300,000 hearts. So help me to achieve that. I definitely am interested in getting followers. So if you have friends, if you have folks in your network, please encourage them to follow me on Periscope. My Periscope name is at Judson Allen on Periscope. Please encourage them to follow me. I'm going to be, doing these Periscopes, really just motivating and inspiring folks. Of course, I do cooking. I get in the kitchen. We have fun, which is a lot of fun. But, I like to, dang, I can't even get 500 and you're wanting 300,000. That's funny. Yeah. You all are funny. Y'all know I love you all so much. All right, so cook, sir, cook. Yeah, so the next scope I do will probably be cooking related. Yeah, and it may be this evening. I promised someone that I would make one of my signature kale salads for them. So I may be doing that tonight. And of course, if I do that tonight, I'm going to invite you all in so you all can see how I do that. Because it is definitely amazing. Can we talk about how to make collard greens not so mushy? Okay, thanks. Collard greens not so mushy. Sure, don't overcook them. A lot of times we overcook our vegetables, especially our collard greens. We put them in a pot and we leave them there for like 3 years, right? And then we come back and it's just like mushy, mushy, mushy. Don't overcook them. One thing I like to do with my collard greens, I eat my collard greens raw, right? And I just do it in a salad, and I pair it with just some really, really awesome dressing, and I toss the raw collard greens. I typically, for those that understand culinary terms, I chiffonade the collards, meaning I just cut them in really thin strips. So it makes it much easier. And then that dressing really breaks down some of the bitterness of the collards, and it's yummy, y'all. Also, you can do more of a steam with your collards, that still gives it that bright greenness, and you still kind of get that al dente, effect of the collard. But for those that just like to add the liquid and everything else, and your whatever meat you're using, of course I prefer smoked turkey meat or something like that, opposed to fat back and fat poke this and all that full of salt. We don't need it. We don't need it. So if you're doing that, just limit the amount of time that you're cooking the collards. Okay. From Cali, California. Love California. Kale, yum. Do kale, celery root, ginger root, turmeric, and root. Yeah. Catherine, oh my gosh, I love California. I haven't been there in so many months, and I'm having like California fever. D-Boy, thanks for joining. Miss Moore, thanks for joining. To steam, I boil water in a deep pot, then put a strainer on top with the veggies in it. Yes, that's a great, great, great idea, Satya. Great idea. I love it. Catherine, yes. Oh my gosh. Well, you all know I love you all so very much, and I'm gonna go ahead on and cut this scope a bit short. Again, the purpose was really for me to just encourage you all to stay committed and stay encouraged during your fasting. And sometimes, like me, just very recently, I hit that moment, I hit that situation where the only thing I could do was just say, hey, I gotta fast. I've gotta fast because I'm really expecting some change. Somebody detoured my scope. What does that mean? What does detour your scope? Does that mean you got out of my scope because you were bored? Oh, she apologized. Meaning I brought you off subject. Oh, no. That is the rain hides my tears. I like that name. The rain hides my tears. Oh, no. You're fine. You fine. No, not at all. No need to apologize at all. Look, do you know how many times I jump off topic on my Periscopes? All the time. 100% of the time. So what you did probably was a good thing. So it's all good. Well, I'm glad you were able to catch me. This time, and stay linked, stay connected, and I'll definitely be doing more and more scopes. So especially cooking scopes. Can you give us a recipe for the warm dressing for the collard green salad? Actually, I did a Periscope on it. So you can actually go into Periscope and see, or go into Catch Me, or go into my Periscope archives maybe. But I did a cooking in the kitchen with Steve Harvey And I showed you all I believe I showed you all the dressing I did with the collard greens. And I did a Periscope on it, so I showed you step by step how to do it. I think it's catchme.com. This was divine connection for me. My daycare. I'm so glad. And you you commit to that fast on Monday. I'm excited for you, and I'm praying I'm praying with you right now that whatever you're fasting for, that God hears that and that you see that change. All right? I remember the scope. I just wasn't sure you were on Catch Me. Yep, I am on Catch Me. So Taya's excited for you too. That's what I'm talking about. The one thing I love about Periscope is you form a community, right? And a community of people that are hopefully here for the greater good of us all. And that's to encourage and inspire each other, right? So especially for my Periscopes, no haters, none of that hateration, none of that craziness in my Periscopes, right? So when we talk about food, when we talk about weight loss, when we talk about health, I encourage people to tell their stories, and it's not for people to judge or for people to chastise or anything, right? This is a judgment-free zone when I do my Periscopes. Same thing when we talk about spiritual things, right? So, let's encourage and inspire each other. Let's get excited for each other, because if we don't get excited, encouraged for other people, then I'm telling you, we can't expect for anything from a change perspective to happen in our lives, right? Got to be excited, and we have to motivate and just truly cheer other folks on as well. All right. Well, I'm going to jump off of Periscope, and I love y'all so very much. I love you all so very much. Let's see. Go to my website, JudsonToddAllen.com, to learn more information. And also go to my social media platforms. On Twitter, I'm Judson Todd Allen. On Instagram, I'm Judson Todd Allen. Please encourage our fans, followers, family, baby mama, baby daddy, cousins, whoever, to please follow me, join me, okay? Whatever you do, there's power in numbers. There are power in numbers. You all have no idea how much power you all have to influence other people and to get them to join what's going on these Periscopes. So please, whatever you do, that will just help me out so much. I want to definitely get these numbers up, get these hearts up. And I promise, and I'm committed to just continuing to share my stories with you, share my experiences with you, motivate some, inspire some, and even through my current book, heal the masses. I'm believing it. So I'll talk to you all soon. I may be jumping on here a little later on this evening, and I'm going to jump off. So I'll talk to y'all. All right. Peace out.